Welcome everyone today to a new view on travel. My name is Sherry Coleman and I am the manager of Robert Q Travel in Goderich, Ontario. Christine, why don't you tell us where you're from?
Sure. So I'm here from escapes.ca and I am on the sunny West Coast in Vancouver, BC.
Thanks, Tammy.
Hi, and I'm from Buena Vista, Saskatchewan, Regina, and I'm with Tropical Escapes, Destination Weddings and Travel, Inc.
Awesome. Well, as you can see, we've got the entire country covered from one coast to the other, and we'd like to thank you all for joining us today. We just wanted to get together with you and create a place where we can share some news with you in the travel world and what's new and going on, and stay positive on the upcoming future travel that we all can see. Be sure to join our Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube channel and give us some likes. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up. So in case you missed it, unfortunately, as we suspected, the US border closure to Canada has been extended to the 21st of June. The Prime Minister wants to see 75% people vaccinated before they reopen. I feel with this last lockdown that we're in here in Ontario anyway, that's been extended to June 2nd. I feel that frees up some more time to get the 18 plus vaccinated. So, I mean, hopefully by that June 21st, we can see some big things happening. Maybe a complete lift. That would be great.
Wouldn't that be awesome?
It would, yes, for sure. Because the leader of the US Senate is like demanding to get back to a regular travel between Canada and the United States, and Air Canada, the airlines are starting to push forward to get a plan into place to make this happen. So you're ready when this does happen. So it's very exciting news. It still seems like it's a little bit away yet, but I don't think it's much. I don't think it's much farther. So yeah, it's exciting to see those emails come in all the time with the new updates on what's going on. So get vaccinated.
Pressure's on.
Yay.
The pressure's on.
We gotta go.
Yep.
Speaking of that, Air Canada will launch more options from Canada to Hawaii this winter, including the first Montreal-Honolulu flight and Toronto to Maui. These new flights complement the airline's long-standing service from Calgary and Vancouver to the Hawaiian Islands, and will enable convenient connections across Canada as well, and from Europe to the Caribbean. To Canada from the Caribbean. I can't even say that word now. Anyway, so last week we were kind of talking about why we should use a travel agent. Was reading an article the other day about the US senators are calling to be careful with your future travel credits. Use a travel agent. I know you're anxious to get going, but there are people out there, reports into the Better Business Bureau in the US that are creating these websites that you can go online and book your vacation. And they find that they get an email confirmation, or are they not even, Tammy, you were looking at this one, they're not receiving, they booked their ticket.
They received
when they they received confirmation, but when they got talking to the airline about their booking, there was no valid booking there for them. Yep. So for you Canadians and US people that are watching, please be careful. Use a travel agent.
Use a travel agent.
We know what we're doing, because I'm sure that it's going to happen here as well. Like if one scam starts somewhere, sure, it's, it just multiplies. So yeah, we'll look after you in rebooking and booking future travel.
For sure.
And exciting to see the EU is reopening now for fully vaccinated guests. So come on in. You will not have to quarantine when you get there, and you will not be permitted. You could do now non-essential travel. They've taken off the only essential. Yep. So the skies are definitely opening, or the other countries are, except for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, everywhere else.
Yeah.
But us. So
still waiting.
It's good. It's nice to see every day we see something new opening, like one more country, Greece, Italy, like all these different places in Europe's now doing it. And that's really, really good to see. And it's been a long time. So
yeah,
maybe
so
by next week. Yeah, it's great. It's instead of us talking about doom and gloom for the last 6 episodes, this is our 6th episode, by the way. It has been a lot of doom and gloom, and now it's just smiles. Like,
Yeah, we're getting.
we're smiling. We can see it. It's good.
yeah, for
But
sure.
Tammy, there's a bunch of new resorts in the Caribbean that are opening up as well.
Yeah,
don't you
I
tell us
tell
about
you.
that?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I tell you, some of the resort brands out there are taking advantage of kind of this downtime and buying up some new hotels, fixing some up and whatnot. So we've got a few that are opening up in October in the Punta Cana, Dominican, which is going to be the Nickelodeon Cap Cana, and Margaritaville Island Reserve. Sorry, they are opening up in October. We've got a new Breathless opening up in Cancun, and it's going to be a new build in, I think, the end of 2021. Hyatt Ziva Riviera Cancun has taken over the old Secret Silver Sands to be opening up later this year. Also, Jade and now Sapphire have rebranded to be Dreams Properties, and that's supposed to be completed here later this year as well. We also have a new opening for the Dreams Playa Bonita in Panama. That actually they just celebrated their grand opening at the middle of May. We also have seen that a lot of the Las Vegas hotels and casinos are now ready to go open, and guests can forego wearing masks in the hotels now. So that's positive go there as well in the US. And
That's
also
good.
Italy, and Sherry kind of mentioned it earlier about EU. Italy and Greece are reopened to US and Canadian tourists on COVID tested flights.
Well, it's nice to see that these things are open, and maybe our first trip should be Vegas, Tammy.
The minute I've got a list, and whichever goes first, I just want to hit them all this
Just
year.
one. Yeah. Gotcha. Yeah. I hear
No,
you.
not just one, all of them.
Yeah. I know. I'm excited. I know, I try to get somewhere 2, 3, 4, 5 times a year. It could be more this year.
Oh yeah.
It's been too long. So it's
agree.
good. Christine, there's some, not a whole lot of stuff going on in the cruise world this week, but there's a little bit. Why don't you tell us about that?
Yeah, well, and it's not a lot, but it's some pretty significant stuff. So the U.S. had basically the Senate had applied for some motions to change one of the acts, which restricted American cruises in terms of where they could go. And what it basically meant was you couldn't depart from a U.S. port and then go to another U.S. port without going to a foreign country. And what this meant was, for example, going from Seattle up to Alaska, you had to stop in Canada, either on the way there or on the way back. They've decided to bypass that, or they've passed a motion that they can now bypass Canada. So this is really going to have a devastating impact on the tourism economy for both Victoria and Vancouver. Where we used to see a lot of tourism coming in from those cruises. I don't see this changing well after COVID's gone, or has at least sort of quietened down. So I don't know what the long-term effects are for this, but for the positive side of it is that the Alaska cruise season may not be lost. So at least there's some positive out of it.
Yeah.
The CDC has said that the US can start cruising from American ports starting in July. So all those exotic tours that we were looking at, the itineraries going from St. Lucia, St. Martin, Barbados, and the Bahamas. I don't know if they're going to keep those. I think they're pretty cool looking itineraries. So I don't know about you guys, but I'd like to see those stay.
Yeah.
But it's interesting that they can at least start sailing again from the US. And then, of course, with the latest recommendations from the CDC for people who are fully vaccinated, the great news is that they removed the face mask mandate. So, of course, for cruising, that's going to make things a whole lot easier. So you can do your trivia inside, you can go into the casino, you can be at the lounge, having a drink and listening to music. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Remember when we could go places and do that?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Wow. That was a memory that just went poof.
Yeah.
So you'll be able to do all those great things without wearing a face mask. And the other huge one is shore activities. Shore excursions, for a while they were mandated that they had to go through the cruise line. Now you can do them with whomever, and you can actually go and hang out with the locals again, which is really cool.
That's good.
They've also said that if you've been fully vaccinated, you do not need to do a COVID test. So win-win for everybody.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, back to you, Sherry.
Yeah. Today on our show, we wanted to just kind of give you a little heads up about why or what the advantages are of group bookings. And I mean, I do enough group bookings. Christine, I'm sure you do as well. But Tammy, that's mostly all you do is group bookings, whether they're family, friends, or weddings. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what the advantages are for a group booking?
Right. Yeah, for sure. We've kind of all over the last year and a half missed out on so much, so many birthdays missed out, holidays, those major holidays, Christmas, Easter, special milestone celebrations like your graduations and just weddings that you would have normally been together with your family and friends. We've all just sadly have missed out on that. So one way to kind of make up for lost time once we're all ready to get up and going here again is get your family and friends together and do a group travel. You can spend a whole week quality time with them, make up for the lost time. And with that, when you do a group with just as little as 8 adults, you can get some good group rates, discounted rates, promos, like free adult travel, additional perks like free upgrades on planes and luggage, increase in luggage baggage and private transfers and whatnot. So taking advantage of some group rates could really kind of give you that opportunity to get your family together, spend a good week together in a nice destination, and yeah, travel again.
For all those people that planned weddings in the last couple years away, those are going to fill up pretty quick too.
Yeah,
So-
for sure. Definitely taking, I would recommend that if you are thinking of possibly doing any type of kind of end of the season, end of 2021, 2022, to start talking to a travel agent. One of us would be happy to assist with you, and you can see what's out there. And space is going to be very limited for sure. So it could be an option for you to, yeah, just start looking, plan now, travel later,
Yeah.
and take advantage of some good group rates.
Yeah. Awesome. Good stuff.
Yeah, because you know what, truly, spring break next year, if you are not looking at booking now, you
Yeah.
are staying home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is
It's
it.
foreseeable.
There are already, there's already hotels. The Hyatt Ziva Cap Cana, I believe, is already sold out for spring break for next year. So, or getting very close to it. So, you know, there's a lot of opportunities that we can present to you that do not have a risk. So yes, you know, there is some messaging out there that says don't book now. I'm telling you, if you want to go anywhere, book now.
It is
because
going
you can
to.
do it. Exactly.
Yeah, I was reading
the prices
something. I was reading something just yesterday. I think we were talking about it. That I don't know where I read it, but they were saying that January, February, March travel will be sold out, guaranteed. It's happening.
yeah.
It's happening
Yeah.
now. So if you want to go, start thinking quickly.
Yeah, I'm seeing limited space already from
Yeah,
us.
I
and
think the Hard
especially-
Rock in the Mayan is sold out from, I believe, the 10th of January right through to the first or second week of February.
Yeah, they've got a
Wow.
lot of buyouts. I was trying to book a wedding there, and
Yeah.
they've got some buyouts going out. So definitely some of those good resorts that are really good for groups, like the Hard Rocks, the Palaces,
Yeah.
Blue Diamonds, Riu's, Hyatts, AMs.
Yeah.
They're the most popular. Those are the ones that are going to go fast if they
Mhm.
haven't already. So yeah,
Mhm.
definitely. If
Yeah.
you're thinking about traveling for the new year, start planning now.
Get her done. Give us
Get
a
her
call.
done. Yeah.
And
Call
while
me.
traveling, Christine, there's some tips that help make travel or can make travel easy and useful. Do you want to talk about those?
Yeah, well, we were talking the other day about some snacks that we like to take on vacation. And so that led to the whole should you declare conversation. So just for everybody's enjoyment, so I'm going to go first. So personally, I like to take some hickory sticks and cheesies. I mean, cheesies, they're Canadian treat. If you're watching this from America, thanks for joining us. You aren't going to know what cheesies are. They are basically the Canadian version of Cheetos. I'm just going to say they're 1,000 times better.
Oh, for sure.
And then sometimes, I enjoy drinking Strongbow cider. And obviously, you can't get that abroad unless you're going to the UK where it's made. So I always pack some of these with me so that, on day 4 or 5, I'm kind of beered out. It's like, oh, I'll have a Strongbow. So, those are just the little things that I enjoy taking along, because you're on vacation, you're doing the decadent thing, you're living it up. So what other treats do you guys indulge in on vacation that you wouldn't necessarily indulge in at home? Sherry?
Well, I would indulge these at home. I just need to have them with me at all times. It would have to be Pringles, chips, some sort of chips, but Pringles are just easy, right? They're stackable. Way you go. And licorice.
Mm-hmm. Red or black licorice?
Oh, red all the way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And sometimes the nibs, but they have to be the long ones, not the little bag of nibs. You got to have the long ones so you can chew off on them. But yeah, no, that's my go-to.
And what about you, Tammy?
Well, I'm a black licorice girl. I like the black ones. Yeah, for sure. Tastes like Zambuca.
I do like Zambuca, but I don't like black licorice. I don't know.
And then for me, when I'm traveling, my comfort snack, I would call it, would have to be smoky bacon chips, hickory sticks, like Christine, for sure. Cheesies, yeah, once in a while. And I just kind of need to have those on the plane when I'm traveling, and then just have snacks in bed. We're always usually packed in our carry-on, for sure, when we're traveling.
Definitely.
It's hard to get those essentials. We call them essentials.
And also the all dressed chips, because you can't get those in Mexico, and I like bringing bags down for the staff, because they like them. They think they're cool, that they're all different flavors in one bag.
Yeah, and that's an interesting one, because we've traveled a lot at Christmas time, and I like to, always for housekeeping, I like to leave a couple of bucks at least. But it's also nice to leave a handful of, Werther's or those strawberry chocolate things or Tootsie Rolls, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
Just as a special extra treat. I did this once at the Hyatt Zilara Cap Cana. I had just a handful of different candies. And so I put them on the bar where we go on every day. And I said, oh, here's some treats for you guys. And it was just like, they were gone.
Yeah.
But it was just kind of a neat treat for them.
Yeah.
But what I found out is I was actually watching Border Security the other day, and watching somebody had been abroad, and they were going to another country, and they had some treats with them. I forget if it was Pringles or a banana or something. And they thought, well, it's just junk food. I don't need to declare this. Well, you should have seen how much trouble they got into, because they had passed the point where they could declare. So now they've broken the rules. So I guess the point of this, the travel tip is, whether it's junk food, healthy food, booze, not bottled water, but I mean, basically, if it's anything that you can eat, declare it, because it's just not worth it. And they really don't care. For the most part, pretty much anything you can take in. I just say it's junk food if they don't quite understand what you're trying to explain.
Yeah.
But yeah, declare it. And then if they say you're not allowed to bring it in, you chuck it away. If they say you can bring it in, but you have to pay a fine, you decide. But most of the time, it's just like, that's fine.
Yeah, it's usually not worth
well,
it's
especially in Mexico, where it's
dragged off to a Mexican prison.
Well, and it's 50-50, right? It's red light, green light, whether or not your stuff's going to get searched. So in many other countries, they're watching you. They know which people to pull over, but it's like I said, it's 50-50. So the last thing you want to do is be like, nope, I didn't bring anything. And they open it up, and it's a suitcase full of Pringles, licorice, and hickory sticks.
And it's funny too, for anyone that hasn't been to Mexico, that's like almost, I think that red light, green light thing is the scariest thing in the whole entire world. I can cross the border, I can walk through any other immigration, but when I land in Mexico and you're standing there and okay, what's it going to be? Red light, green light. Okay, this is a camel. God, I hope it's green. God, I hope it's green.
Yeah.
It's just that's the only time I get angst when I'm there, is that what color is that button going to be?
Yeah.
So
Cancun, in one of the new terminals, they have gotten away from the push the red light, green light. And now it's just a select process. They just, if you don't look at them, just keep going, just because chances are you're getting. I did it on our trip down in December, and of course December I take a lot of treats and whatnot down for us because it's Christmas. I give everybody treats, and we got selected, of course, and it was a quick 2 little second through the bag. They never mentioned anything about my treats or anything, but away we went. But
One of the lucky ones.
yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Christine, what we've been doing on the show for the last 6 episodes is cheersing and having fun. And we have some fun national days in the next week or two at the end of the month. And why don't you tell us what they are?
Sure.
What are we
So
celebrating?
yeah, exactly. Yeah, because we all need to celebrate these days. So the 16th of May was National Mimosa Day. And then on to the 17th, so that's just a few days ago, was the start of American Craft Beer Week. So normally I like to take a trip down to Seattle or Portland. Portland has an amazing selection of craft breweries. Heck, even just down in Blaine, which is like 15 minutes over the border, there's some really great places to go and sample beer. So that one's just come up. So it's Craft Beer Week. So if you haven't already had a craft beer, make sure you have one this week.
Awesome.
We found out, was it today or is it tomorrow?
Today.
Today.
Is today the 21st?
20th.
20th.
Oh, maybe it is tomorrow. Oh, now I can't remember. It's either today or tomorrow. It doesn't matter. We're celebrating it today.
Yeah, so it is National Caesar Day.
Yes.
And I found this out without having an ounce of Caesar mix in the house. But Tammy, I think you were able to come up with something.
I do. I don't know if you can see
Nice.
this, but I loaded it up with a little bit of olives and cheese and a little slice of ham and celery. And my Caesar is mixed with the lime flavor Caesar.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Nice.
And what about you, Sherry? What have you got?
I just went for the Mott's. I didn't get fancy this afternoon. I didn't have time. So I just have a hot, spicy Mott's out of a can. I actually prefer to make them myself because I like to add the horseradish and the olive juice and the pickle juice and the sausage. And no, I would never add sausage. Pepperette or, something like that. But my favorite one is probably a Bloody Mary. I would choose that over a Caesar any day.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and I'm completely the opposite. So I think everybody who's watching here knows, but the difference is a Caesar is basically tomato juice with clam essence in it. And it just changes the flavor a little bit. I find it a little bit more liquid, less heavy.
Yep.
Yeah.
And yeah, of course, the great Canadian tradition is we don't just or go to a restaurant and order a Caesar. When we get a Caesar, it usually comes with all manner of concoctions. So similar to what Tammy had in her drink. But I've seen sliders. I saw one about a week and a half ago. One of the guys had a Caesar with a grilled cheese sandwich sticking out of it.
Oh, geez.
Would eat that.
Some of them have got
really,
really crazy and have made total meals out of them for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm usually happy. Oh, go ahead. I was going to say, I'm usually happy if it just has a couple olives and a celery in it, but yeah,
exactly.
I like the ones that you get with the crab legs or the king crab legs out of them too. Oh my gosh.
Or
Oh,
shrimp.
nice.
Red Lobster does the big shrimp out of it.
Right. Yeah.
Perfect. Well, it is World Wine Day on May 25th. So since I don't have any Caesars, I'm going to cheers with you ladies with a glass of white wine, my personal favorite, Chardonnay.
Cheers.
So cheers.
Cheers. Cheers.
Oh, okay. It is a little early still for wine. It's only 11:30 here on the West Coast.
That's fine.
Christine, are you a red? I see you have wine or white. Sorry, wine. So are you mostly a white wine drinker?
Yes, my preference would be Chardonnay. What about yourself, Tammy?
I think I'm a Cab Sav.
Same.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to be a white for the longest time, and then I think because of all that sugar and stuff in it, I've switched over to the red now. So yeah, that's my favorite.
Well, yeah, I have to say that this is a good conversation to have because now we know we can travel together and the resort's not going to run out of wine because you two are drinking one kind and I'm drinking another. So we're good to go.
We're good
Yeah.
to go. Yeah.
And we all like wine, so we should be going over to our, what was it, Abruzzo, Italy, Abruzzo, Italy, for the wine
For the
fountain.
wine fountain for
Yeah,
sure. Now
yeah.
that we can travel now.
Exactly.
So I think we should
First,
yeah,
we have
work
too
on
many
that.
first stops. That's the problem.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there's
I
a
mean,
couple other days that we've got coming up. We have World Sherry Day on May 26th. Obviously not referencing our lovely Sherry, but of course you can wish her well if you would like.
Happy Sherry
But it
Day.
is actually referring to the alcoholic drink. And then on May 30th, we've got Mint Julep Day. I think it was episode 4 where we celebrated the beginning of the Kentucky Derby.
mhm.
And of course, the drink with that is the mint julep. So if you missed that episode, check it out so you can see some ideas for different mint juleps.
Right.
And
Awesome.
there you go.
And we have a holiday weekend that's coming up.
Yes.
That's
Yes. Victoria
Yeah,
Day
so-
long weekend. And
Yep.
then the Americans, our neighbors to the south, are off the following weekend.
And yeah, that's right. Oh, good. Well, again, lots to celebrate. So
Yeah. Yeah. Good long weekend.
I want Tammy to have one more sip of her Caesar before she starts out on this next little thing. Because I want to know why Canadian airport codes start with the letter Y. Do you know why? We
I
know
do know
why.
why. I do know why.
Why
And
don't
I
you
will
tell us why?
I will tell you why. So, well, the Y stands for yes. Remember back in the 1920s and 30s, that's when airport codes were set. Back then, the two most important things were weather and radio capability. So the Y or yes meant that there was a weather or radio station at that airport, which is a frequency code, a call sign, also doubled as the Morse code, for pilots to use as a navigational beacon to find the airport and information for safety and landing purposes. If an airport did not have a weather or radio tower, it would have started with a W, meaning without. But you won't find many of those around anymore because of the technology. So pretty much all airports have either radio or weather towers. Then during the 1940s, airports were required to extend their codes to a 3-letter. Since most of the Canadian airports had already adopted the Y for yes, as air travel grew in popularity, many cities didn't have weather stations. So in those places, the last 2 letters came from the nearest railway station codes. This allowed for many Canadian airports to form most of the recognizable airport codes, like Edmonton, whose railway code was EG, so they morphed into YEG. Vancouver morphed into YVR, so it was the first letter V and the last letter R. The same goes for Ottawa, which is YOW, and Quebec, which is YQB. In Toronto, their code is YYZ, which I find quite interesting, which used the radio code for the city in Malta, where it was located in the northeastern part of Mississauga, Ontario. So that's kind of a cool tidbit. And then Regina, which is YQR. The Q and the R have nothing to do with the Queen City or Regina. It's just the 2-letter code for our local radio tower. And most of Canadian has laid claim to the beginning airport codes starting with Y, except there are a few in the US, which is Yakima, Washington, which is YKM, and Yuma, Arizona, which is YUM. And that is why our airport codes start with Y.
Well, I'm glad we know now why. Before we end the show today, Christine and Tammy didn't know that I was going to add this in here, and it's just a little fun thing to challenge them on what other airport codes they would know out there. So I'm going to ask you what the airport code is for a few different places and see if you can jog your memory. So first of all, I'm in, I can't tell you, but where is the end of Route 66?
LAX.
Santa Monica. So yes, their airport
Depending on
code-
which way you go.
Which
Yeah.
way are you going?
yeah, it is LAX because it's in Santa Monica. So we're ending there. That's where the trail stops. So it would start in Chicago and end in LA or Santa Monica.
CHI? No. What's
What?
Chicago? What's the
ORD.
airport code?
ORD.
ORD.
Mhm.
There we go. I'm gonna fail this course.
Or MDW for Midway.
Yes, Midway. Yes, yeah. What about my neighboring country in the U.S.? What's the airport code for Detroit?
Oh, DTW.
Yes.
DTM.
Nope. Tammy, I'm gonna get a buzzer.
Thank
I
God for
figured I'm
Google.
I'm gonna fail this class.
What about we always like to go see Andrea. What about Charlotte? Do you remember what that
CLT.
one was? There you go.
CLT.
Good girl. How about London Heathrow?
LHR.
It's good. You guys are doing what's Seattle?
CAT.
SEA.
S-
Down the road. Come on.
All right, I'm gonna give you a tough one because you guys are just rooting through these like I thought. What about what's Tokyo?
Oh, it
TKY.
is-
TKO.
No, it's oh shoot. You know, I was waiting for you to ask that yesterday as a trial for this.
NRT.
Oh, it is. Good one. Nice, Tammy.
It just
Yeah.
had to come because it's the airport. Yeah,
Or
Yeah.
Narita.
Narita. Yeah.
What's Cancun? Because we all love Cancun.
That one I can get.
All right, one more. One more. It's got to be a good one. I'm just gonna throw it out there. What's Rio de Janeiro's?
RIO.
You would think so, but no.
Oh.
I've only flown people there once.
Yeah.
I do not. This is where I'd be Googling.
Yeah, for sure.
It's
God for Google.
GIG. GIG. Yeah.
Oh,
And is
I
it
don't-
for the name of the airport itself, or you know?
No, I don't remember. I
Do you
used
have
to
that?
have to know all of this when I was in school. It doesn't actually say. It
Yeah.
could be just the area or like a sub area of Rio. I don't know. Not very knowledgeable on that one.
yeah.
but-
Thank God for Google.
yes. And so we went through ours. We know ours is Toronto is YYZ and Tammy's is YQR. And Christine's is YVR, but you have two, do you not? You have Saskatoon and so it's Y what's
YXC.
YXS.
YXE, that's it.
YXC
Yeah.
Oh, Waxy.
Yeah.
is Saskatoon. Yeah.
Cool. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the show today. That was fun. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up and to subscribe to our page. Tammy, why don't you, because you're the only one that can seem to remember it, tell everybody what our Facebook page is.
It's Facebook/group/A New View on Travel.
Awesome. Thanks. So thanks for spending time with us again today. We appreciate it a lot and we're hoping that you're enjoying it. We can't wait to do it with you soon in the next couple of weeks. And on our next show, we will be discussing tipping, whether you should and whether you shouldn't and
it's a good-
who does and who doesn't. And so that'll be a fun little one because we all have our own opinions on that one too. So thanks for joining us today and sharing with us our thoughts to you on A New View on Travel. So I hope everybody has a great long weekend. Cheers.
Cheers.